Hey guys, welcome to Sarah Abbott Life Coaching. My name is Sarah and I'm the life coach here. Today we are launching a new video series about how the Enneagram helped me lose 50 pounds in 3 years, but still, you get the idea. It was not an overnight miracle. And this is the first video, which is called How I Got Fat. I hope that's not too blunt for you, but as an Enneagram 8, I like bluntness, and I thought that was a great title. So, I wanted to just talk about that. Okay, so here's the thing. Before I knew the Enneagram, I had been in a lot of therapy. Like years. And I went to therapy for all of my Enneagram 8 stuff, primarily, like I've talked about so many times, for my anger, because my anger was out of control and sometimes still does get the best of me. And so that was a bummer. But there were other things that I didn't understand that were coming up all the time. And one of them is weight struggles. That's like an Enneagram 8 thing because why? I learned, I didn't understand. I was really stuck and I'd gain the weight, lose weight, gain the weight, lose weight. And it was just this constant like, but luckily I kept the amounts pretty low, like 10 pounds, 10 pounds, 10 pounds, like that kind of thing. But then I started learning about the Enneagram and I started to understand my wiring, and that led me to a whole lot of aha moments that I was never able to find in therapy, although therapy helped me with other things like making sense of my past and how that contributed to the present. I was kind of struggling with stuff in the present, and I felt like therapy couldn't get me over some of these hurdles. But thank God the Enneagram, which I think is the most transformative tool in the world. And I'm saying that as somebody who's tried so many tools, you guys. I've read all the books, and I've done all the therapy, and I've tried all the personality systems. And the Enneagram has helped me so much. So here's what I've learned that helped me get fat. 8's the vice or the sin. Those are two different words. You can choose which one you like better. Of the 8 is lust. It's not necessarily a sexual lust, the way the connotation that we have for that word. It's just a lust for life, a lust for more, a lust for extremes, a lust for passion. Like I've heard before, Enneagrams 8s are pretty feelings repressed, except for passion, because we're passionate about everything. It's so true. And if we're not passionate about it, we want nothing to do with it because who cares? So that is the deal. Understanding that part of my wiring has transformed my life and has helped me to lose 50 pounds. Why? Because the whole goal of the Enneagram is to recognize that this is a personality that you adopted very young as a child, but that it's not your true essence. The whole point of the Enneagram is that your essence, the person God made you to be when you came out of that birth canal, was just this beautiful child of God. And He gave you your essence. But the thing is, when you get on planet Earth with all these humans around, broken people, right? Including our parents who we love so much, including myself, because I'm a parent and I'm totally broken and mess up my kids all the time. And so the child starts putting on this personality that the Enneagram gives a number. One, you have a personality 1 through 9. And basically that's your false self. That's cool. So the ultimate goal of the Enneagram is to take off the false self, take off the personality, and just live in the essence of who God created you to be, which is beautiful. My experience is that's a very long journey. So it's really important to know your Enneagram number and know your personality and know your wiring while you're on the journey, because the wiring is still calling the shots like off and on for a long time. And so by learning and kind of accepting this lust, this excessiveness that is truly my wiring and my personality, by just leaning into that, I was able to make different choices around food and wine and all sorts of things that have really given me a lot of freedom. And I want to share that with you. So, up until I was about 30, like I said, I could gain 10, lose 10, and constantly just be on this, I would call it a small yo-yo. Some of you yo-yo a lot bigger than that. I was able to kind of keep it within this 10-pound range. And then when I was 30, I think you all know I had infertility, and I had to have my uterus removed, and maybe a year after my surgery, and I'm only like 31, I started having these major hormonal shifts that mostly presented in the beginning as anxiety, panic attack, which I'd had before in the past, predominantly with PMS. But now they were back, like, this is what happens with perimenopause. The stuff you had with PMS, which for me was rage and anxiety. Fun for everyone. But all that stuff you had kind of comes back during perimenopause, but it's not just confined to like 1 week. It's like all the time and terrible. So insomnia, that 3 a.m. wake up call, all of those very typical perimenopause things. But I didn't understand what was going on because, you know, when you're 31, you don't think perimenopause. So anyway, what happened was, to make a short story long, that surgery threw me into perimenopause young. The doctors missed it because of my age, and they tried to put me on, I don't know, I think like every other woman in America, they tried to put me on Prozac, and I was like, I'm not depressed, yo. I don't know why you're trying to do that. I want to know why I'm an anxious mess with insomnia. And anyway, so I refused to take the medication. So basically what happened, one of the worst things that happened with perimenopause was that my metabolism just stopped. It was like my body did not know how to burn calories anymore overnight. And that's a tough, if some of you are in that stage, I just want to validate, like, holy cow, what a terrible disaster perimenopause is. And if you're one of these women, there are women who don't even notice their hormones. Their whole life, they go through perimenopause, don't even notice. If you're one of those women, I kind of hate you, but you should be really glad that you're you. The rest of us are on this like wild Mr. Toad's wild ride from hell. So anyway, my metabolism stopped working, and pretty soon I just got fatter. And all the little tricks I had to get the 10 pounds off before perimenopause didn't work. Nothing worked. And so I was, you know, prone to extreme eating, prone to overconsumption of wine, just with my 8 wiring, lust, but I couldn't get the weight off. It just kept getting higher and higher and higher. And I kept trying, like, I don't know, keto or Atkins or whatever was in at the time. I would try that and think I'd rather die than eat this way. And then I would try like Weight Watchers, and that one I really like, but then I would be hungry all the time. And I'm not one to deprive myself when I'm hungry. So that turns into a disaster. And I just got fatter. I just want to tell you the truth right now. If you're listening to this and you can recognize like that you are stuck. I was so stuck. And now you're like, oh girl, I'm stuck too. I just want to suggest that perhaps you want to try life coaching. You can go to my website, sarahAbbottLifeCoaching.com, and I have a free 30-minute discovery session where you can ask me all your questions. You can find out all about life coaching and just basically try it on and see if it's a good fit for you. Because the thing is, like, my goal is to give you the tools and encouragement you need to get unstuck and move into the life that you've dreamed of. And I wasn't smart. I didn't get a life coach. And so this took me like 12 years, and I hope for better for you. So on top of all this, I mentioned I was having panic attacks every single night, and I couldn't sleep past 3 a.m, and I was falling apart. Falling apart. The anxiety was unbelievable. And this is 8 wiring. I decided to self-medicate with wine. Now, I was not drinking, I don't even know what you would consider too much. In my mind, I was not drinking too much. But what I was doing was drinking to help numb out the anxiety, which, by the way, if you're trying that right now, that does not work. Why alcohol, it's just going to make depression and anxiety worse. But anyway, I tried it partly because it just like would make me fall asleep, and I was having such terrible insomnia, but then of course you can't sleep past 3. So what a terrible cycle that whole thing leads to. But that's how I was coping, is I was now excessively drinking wine and really reliant upon that for the anxiety and the insomnia. And then I was also prone to other extremes as an Enneagram 8. So I'm trying to lose the weight. And so I sign up for a half marathon, and I exhaust my body by running a half marathon. And then I was like, oh, this diet, extreme. And I just was totally out of balance, which I'm prone to do as an Enneagram 8. There aren't many 8s who are in balance. And I was out of balance, and my body was like paying the cost. And so all of this excess led to health problems. And I'm a vacillator in addition to Enneagram 8. That's from How We Love. I have lots of great videos if you want to go learn your attachment style from How We Love. You should read that book too. It's so powerful. And so the vacillator's core fear is abandonment. And so I have that fear. But even worse as a mother is my fear of abandoning my children. It's like this really deep wound for me that I just cannot even like think about. So I started getting fatter, and having 50 pounds. I mean, I gained 50 pounds over, 12 years. And then I started having health problems. It started with eczema. Then I got asthma. Then I got high blood pressure. That high blood pressure thing actually inspired me to get more serious and more excessive. And I hit Weight Watchers like hard. I hit it like a boxer. And I lost 20 pounds just through sheer white knuckle, starving all the time. Hangry, miserable to be around woman. But I did lose 20 pounds. But then I plateaued. More health problems. This whole time I'm thinking, Sarah, what is it going to take for you to change? Like, this isn't sustainable. What are you going to weigh? 500 pounds? Like, my weight was going up only. That's one direction, with one drop towards the end. But I was like, what is it going to take to change? I'll tell you what it took. My mom's a breast cancer survivor, and she has the kind that's more likely to be genetic. And so I live with that like cloud over my head, knowing that that's in my family line. And then I found a breast lump. You guys, that's scary. But I was like, I'm sure. I'm going to try and talk myself into rational thinking. Like, I'm sure it's nothing too serious. So I go to the doctor. She's like, that doesn't feel good. Sends me to the mammogram. Mammogram lady's like, I'm sending you to sonogram. If you know anything about mammograms, you know you don't want to be sent to sonogram because now they found something and they're of course I had a breast lump. Of course you can see it on the mammogram, but they don't like the way it looks, so they send you to the sonogram lady. And at this point, I'm like, just keep it together, don't lose it. And I'm just like laying there with my boob in the air. And the sonogram lady's, looking at it. And she knows my family history. And she just tells me, like, this doesn't look good. But don't worry, she says, because your mom's, we found really late, but this one's really early. So it's not going to be as hard. Your treatment won't be as bad as hers. And I was like, this woman is telling me I have breast cancer. I am like 40. Like, what? And I'm just praying, like, God, take this from me. So the good news is that was the moment I decided to change. I ended up in a 6-month journey that was a breast cancer scare. I don't want to go into all the details, but it's in a really hard place to detect. So they decided to monitor it because it's small, which meant for 6 months, I didn't know if I had cancer growing inside of me. So that's a really cool way to have a dark night of the soul every day. Me and the Lord got real tight. And there was a lot of pleading from me and a lot of begging and a lot of crying. And you guys, that was a spiritual crisis. Out of that crisis came some good things. First of all, God told me to quit drinking. And here's why. He really made it clear to me that the wine had become an idol in my life. And I know idol is an old-fashioned word, but here's what an idol is. An idol is anything you go to other than God. Like, God wants us to come to him when we're scared, when we're happy, whatever. But an idol you go to instead of God. And as you know, God is a jealous God, so he does not tolerate that BS. And so I was absolutely doing that. Like, when he told me that in my prayer time, I was like, yeah, because here's the thing. I went to wine when I was having a panic attack. I went to wine to sleep. I went to wine when I was anxious. I went to wine when I was sad. I went to wine when I was scared. I went to wine when I was happy. Even happy celebratory days was like, let's pour some wine and celebrate. It just totally became this idol in my life that took up way too much space. And the first step was like, God, like, you need to get this wine out of your life. And I did it. And that gave me some clarity on some things. Plus the Enneagram, which God had also sent into my life, was helping me understand my wiring better. And then this dark night of the soul, the cancer scare. It scared me, you guys. It got my attention. And I just decided, like, oh, this is what it's going to take to change. And I am going to life coach. I was a life coach now. I was like, I'm going to life coach myself out of this. So that's exactly what I did. And I'm happy to report now, like 2 years later, I got the rest of the weight off. I'm at my goal. I feel free. I feel so relieved that it's behind me. It's so great. I'll talk about that in future videos. So I just want to remind you that you don't have to let it get this bad. You don't have to lose, like, these years we don't get back. You don't have to lose 12 years to being fat the way I did. You could choose to take action earlier. If it's already been 20 years, then stop it now, right? Like, take action. If you need my help, I would love to help you discover your wiring with the Enneagram. You can go to my website, sarahAbbottLifeCoaching.com, book your free discovery session. We can talk. And I just want you to have the freedom and the tools and encouragement that you need to get unstuck and move into the life of your dreams. Thank you for joining me. I hope you come back next week because I'm going to tell you how I got the 50 pounds off. I mean, I told you the first 20 were Weight Watchers, so I guess I'm really telling you how the next 30 pounds came off. And something key that I learned about how successful people reach their goals. And this is from research, and it's mind-blowing and amazing. So make sure you come next week. Hit subscribe and like. If you like this video, hit like so I know. And hit subscribe, and then YouTube will tell you when I come back next week so you don't forget to come learn about what successful people do to reach their goals from the research. You guys take care. Have a good day. Bye-bye.